Get ready, gamers! Retro Legends is here. The ultimate destination for high score battles, pinball wizardry, and classic arcade showdowns. Every week we bring you the best in virtual pinball, classic arcade gaming, and retro fun. Where you can compete for glory on live online leaderboards through iScored. Think you got what it takes? Step up and prove it. Because every Friday night, we're going live with 2 legendary pinball tables and an all-time classic arcade game. And the best part, every giveaway and prize on this show goes straight to you, the gamers, that are putting up scores on the leaderboards. Iron sharpens iron. Come play with the best. We will see you on the leaderboards. Because Retro Legends isn't just a show, it's a community. A place for arcade warriors to show up and keep that high score spirit alive. That's right, Friday nights just got legit. Hit that subscribe button. Join the leaderboards and let's make history, one game at a time. This is Retro Legends.
Attack of the 25th century, but meanwhile Buck has discovered the flavors of Paul's new Buck Rogers space ice cream.
Buck, Killer Kane shrunk us all inside the computer.
Will Buck act now? He's through the lemonade and entered the pineapple flavor zone. Now the bubblegum jelly power base. He's found a star stick.
Find a star stick and you'll win 4 of these action figures.
Hey, you believe this? Me and my sewer bug buddies is having this city for dinner. Then this hotshot crackpot, he starts tossing flower pots, knocking us off like we're like flies. So I sends in more guys. He throws more punch. Create a floor. You know, I think he's having fun up there.
Crackpots for the Atari 2600. By Dan Kitchen from Activision.
And if you wanted to watch, like, I'm so glad Papa Brad is back on Friday because it gives us something to actually watch.
Absolutely.
Than these guys just going, let me know in the chat what you think. Let me know what you think on Arcade 1-Up. Are they dead? Is it over?
Welcome to the Retro Legends Arcade. And I have a friend with me. What's up, Tomato Grass? Good to see you.
Hello. Thanks for having me on. Glad to be here.
Good to see you. So, happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July, man. It's been a hot one these last few weeks, huh?
It has been a hot one. It's been a hot one. And I have something special for 4th of July to everyone. Happy 4th.
Oh,
Papa Brad's Gaming. And of course, I can't forget my friends in Canada. They had Canada Day. To all my brothers in Canada. Happy Canada Day. So anyway, I've had a lot going on. You're watching the Retro Legends Arcade. We come on every Friday at 8. We play games all week long, though. We play arcade games and pinball machines, trying to relive the magic of the golden age of arcades. I have Papa Brad Retro Legends Arcade shirts. You can look. There's a link in the description. I just got sent something super cool, Tomato Grass. Let me tell you about what I just got sent. Guess what I just got sent?
Oh, geez. Well, I'm reading down there the TR fight stick.
The TR Octopus fight stick. There's like you had. How did you know that?
Well, no, it just came to me, but that's cool.
Thank you so much. Let's say hello to some friends in the chat first. Welcome to the show. We got Sacro coming in early, wishing you a happy 4th. We got Wingo, good to see you. We got Sacro, hey, what's up? Sacro's an amazing gamer. He's always plays every week. Great gamer. MSU Rich, good to see you. Of course, we got Mikey Yoon. Yep. You know, when you get to be monetized, they give you 10 free memberships to give out every month. I made it rain, give up my memberships for the month. Biggie D's Arcade, good to see you. Rich Odello came from Steps. I was on Steps stream, Tomato Grass. She went on. She didn't have anyone sitting with her. She put a link up, so I went and joined her for her stream, talking about
nice
the nostalgia of arcades. I don't like to see anyone by themselves. They don't.
Me neither. That's why I'm here.
Thank you so much. And I want to tell you, I appreciate you for coming on. I mean, you're one of my heroes. I look up to you. You've taught me so much in pinball. I love your streams. We're going to talk a little bit about the Rex, about the there's Herb Wars. We're talking a little bit about the Wizard Room in a minute. Got people saying hello to you. We got Ichabod Crane. You got to reach out to me. You won the contest last week. I need to send you a prize. So reach out to me on you can reach out to me through the Discord or through my email. I'll put my email up in a bit. But yeah, reach out to me. You want a prize. We got Rich Odello saying hello to Sacro. Okay, I think I got everyone. If I missed you, it wasn't on purpose. But we're going to move right into the Octopus arcade stick. I did a review on this. This is not something I was sent for free, Tomato Grass. This is something I kickstarted this on Indiegogo. And I'm going to tell you the story for this. One of my favorite consoles of all time is the Dreamcast. I've had this mug right here. This is the original. Look, it's turned yellow. That's how long I've had it. You see how it's, I don't know if you can pick it up on camera, but it's actually kind of yellowing. Like, you know, those old PCs, they get that yellow tinge to them. So it's actually yellowing. But I love this joystick. I always loved it. And I wanted something really premium that was like it. And so I moved from this to the TR Octopus joystick, and this thing is cool. It works on a ton of different consoles. These are the brand new ones. This is what they look like. Check out that blue one with the white buttons, man.
Yeah, those are all pretty sick.
I'm kind of jealous. I mean, they're all pretty sick. And these are fully customizable. This is like the top of the top end for a single player joystick. They got custom art you can get for them, all these different designs. It works with all these different systems, consoles, PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, PS5, for fighting games, Switch, Xbox 360, mini systems, all the mini systems, the PlayStation Classic, classic consoles, NES, Super Nintendo, Neo Geo, AES. You can play real arcade games with it using a super gun, like real hardware arcade games. Saturn, Dreamcast, Nintendo 64, GameCube, does Steam Deck, Mr. FPGA, RetroPie, anything that's USB it can do as well because it's a USB controller. Raspberry Pi. Got all these custom cables you can get for it. I just did a video showing me playing DOA 2, which is one of my favorite Dreamcast games with it. And I'm going to just do a very quick, like 1 minute trailer for this so you can see what it looks like in action. And I do have a coupon where you can get $50 off if you want to get one. If you use my affiliate link, I do get 5% if you use it, and you can get $50 off. But this is something you buy once. Like, I'm sick of buying controllers over and over again. I bought the last single player controller I buy, and just take a look at it and you'll see why. I mean, this is the most premium single player controller I've ever seen.
I don't ever slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough, wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate.
Okay. I told you it was short. It was a short video.
Yeah, that's
real short, man. Biggie D's giving me the eyes. Heck yeah. Nice to have a break. shout out to Steps Gaming. Check out her stream. I was a surprise guest. I didn't even know I was going to be a guest. I just started watching it. She had a link up. I decided to join her. We talked about the nostalgia of classic arcade games. For me, the nostalgia for this stuff's never going to go away. I don't know about you, Tomato Grass, but I'm always going to love these pinball and arcade games. I don't think, like, to the day I die, I'm going to love this stuff. I mean, I loved it before it was popular, and I love it, I think, even more now because we're in the golden age. You can buy an AtGames pinball machine and play Williams classic games on it. You can buy a virtual reality headset and play these games. So there's all kind of, these games are easier to get and more accessible than ever. So I don't think my love for these games will ever change. But she did a great stream talking about that. It was very interesting, very fun. Check it out on Steps Gaming channel.
Yeah,
and we're going to jump right into the current news, the current latest, greatest. Tomato Grass. I'm talking about the Honor and Legacy pack.
Right.
And I like the show, not just, we're going to do a show and tell. I'm going to put this on, but guess what? We're going to be to the side of it. We'll be able to talk over it. We'll let a little bit of it play, and then I'm going to turn the volume down, and you can give me your opinions of these tables as we watch some gameplay. Does that sound good?
Sounds perfect.
Okay, here we go. Rock and roll. Kick us to the side. And we're going to take a look at 2 games coming to the AtGames Legends 4KP Pinball. Of course, I'm talking about Honor and Legacy pack. Oh, by the way, I had to switch out the music because guess what? Tomato Grass, this music copyright claims that they put on their video.
I know. Can you?
And it got a full strike. It got the red.
You got the hammer.
I got the hammer. Like you better not
Oh
enlist
my
this
Lord.
strike. So I just put my music over it, but you can watch this trailer on Facebook and other places. But
just the trailer, it's not something that's
it just comes with a full copyright claim. So just be careful. Like with the game's fine. Actually, the game just the trailer. I guess because the music in it. A Samurai's Vengeance. Samurai themed table. Tons of atmosphere. And the other table we're going to take a look at is Vern's Mysterious Island. These look pretty cool. We'll show a full game of each pinball. Let me know what you think of these in the comments. H, a lot of love. Good to see you.
With the Atari 26.
I will be your guide and guardian on this journey. Maybe one day we'll see each other. Until then, welcome to the Mysterious Island.
Mysterious Island, Vern's Mysterious Island. Let's check this mug out.
So you did get it. You had a chance to play these quite a bit.
I just played. Actually, I'd never really played them much. This is actually my first time playing. I did buy all the Zen games. Let's check this one out. I have all the Zen games for PC on OTG. I can play anything that they're going to come out with.
When did these actually come out?
I don't know, but they've been in my collection for a long time. So I'm thinking these are pretty old games.
Gotcha.
I just never really got around to playing them.
Right.
And apparently a lot of other people didn't, because when I was playing, I was passing all kind of people, and I didn't even feel like I had a good game. So
These is 2023.
2023. So, just looking at this, I know we're going to watch a few minutes of gameplay. Just looking at this, what do you think about this gameplay?
I think it looks a lot more lively and, like, in my opinion, interesting than I'm not knocking on Tomb Raider tables at all, but it's kind of like they get kind of dry. Nothing is really super inspiring me when I'm playing those games. It's kind of just like, yeah, it's a great game, but this is cool. It just looks like there's a lot of different stuff going on, like in the background.
Yeah,
really cool.
I know you can't see the DMD real well, but there's a lot of icons and stuff in there. So I'm sure there's some elements of gameplay that are involved where you're collecting things. I just wanted to show the back glass so you could get this is a good representation of what this game looks like in cabinet mode, which is if you're an AtGames pinball player, that's what you care about, right?
Right, yeah.
You don't want to see the PlayStation version because it's going to be so different. Mm-hmm. This is basically how the game translates to a cabinet.
Yeah, Biggie D says that waterfall looks amazing. I'm hoping that it's not going to be one of those things where when they port it to AtGames, we're going to lose some of this stuff. Like,
yeah.
I could totally see, like, we get it on the 4K and that waterfall.
This is brutal. On like to play in cabinet mode, you're going to need a really high-end video card and PC.
All right.
But they usually do a really good job at porting these tables. I did find that the Lara Croft, the Lara Croft, the Lara Croft tables and the Tomb. I did find they do have a little bit more lag on AtGames Pinball.
That's
totally
one thing.
Playable, but it does throw me off because I was playing it in VR and on AtGames at the same time. But there's a tiny kind of lag that increases on the playing in cabinet mode.
Yeah, and without a doubt, like, and I don't know what the exact numbers are, but it was one of those things.
You could feel it.
When you loaded it right up and you hit the flipper for the first time, it was like, okay, that one lags a little bit. And like you can get used to it, but like I've been talking to some of the guys, like, and we all get used to it, but then eventually you take a step back and you're like, why am I having to get used to this? And I don't want to.
You don't want to. I mean, the lower the lag is, the better when you're playing pinball.
You get adjusted to that, and then you go play something else, and it's like, yeah, this is the way it should be. But we'll see how this turns. I did not get the last that soccer game, so I don't know if that was any better or not.
Okay, the soccer it was great. The Zen soccer game is fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Well, did you feel any of that lag?
I didn't feel any lag in that at all.
Okay, good.
Just the Tomb Raider a little bit.
Yeah, I think that might have just been like a one-off, but it was a lot of people who noticed it. So
well, anyway, you can get up to this. There we go. I got up to the volcano. Now these flippers are kind of funky. You know how those flippers feel on the Magic Pixel Deep Ocean table, where it doesn't feel like they're doing that much?
Right.
They kind of feel dead like that. Like there's not a lot of action. Like I was like, the flippers aren't hitting the ball. You know, they're very. I don't know what I'd call it, but they're not full power. You know.
The only thing about this table that I'll say against it is it's reminding me of some Kung Fu Panda.
This definitely, Kung Fu Panda. I'm not a huge fan of.
I don't know many people that are diehard Kung Fu Pandas and.
I mean, I'm sure somebody loves it, but
somebody
loves it.
More than one person loves it, but it ain't.
Super League Football, I would recommend. I gave it a perfect score. I love that game. It's great. Both soccer games they just came out with are great. Some of the best pinball machine games they've put out. Okay, so we're gonna skip. We're skipping. We're going to Samurai now. We're going Samurai. You ready? Let's take a look at the Samurai table. Here we go. Get my ugly mug off the screen there. Soon to AtGames 4K Pinball. Take a look at the table. Playing through OTG on the 4KP pinball machine. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. How it's got that little playfield in the middle there.
Yeah, and you move between these play fields pretty easily on this table. I got in all the play fields in different times during my gameplay. It kind of looks like a sword handle. Kind of cool.
This is more when you play these. I'm sure that the ball doesn't look too small, right? Because I'm just looking at this and it reminds me of that Wild West Rampage, the way that it's kind of a shorter play field.
Yeah, it is. It is a little shorter. Interesting.
But as long as the ball's a normal size, I don't care about that.
Oh.
Let's try this one more time.
That was one thing they nailed on
this
that.
This is a harder table. The flipper gap is pretty large in it, but that doesn't matter. Once you learn how to play it, like this is my first time playing it, so I'm pretty much not going to be that good. But you eventually learn how to compensate for whatever gap you have in the flippers, right? Even like a game like Fishtails has a gigantic gap, but once you learn how to play it, it doesn't matter because you just know how to shoot the table, right?
I can feel a lot more confident when I don't got to worry about a stupid center post.
No center post. No center post.
Take that guesswork out of there.
And they have a sword that spins around in the middle.
Yeah, this looks cool.
Sacros play this. I've just played a little bit for this video. Samurai's Vengeance is a lot of fun. Great original table. Definitely worth checking out. Stop Nudging Me has never played these tables. The music is really good. It's themed well. Beat Nick's reviews? I just beat Nick's reviews. How about that?
That is one thing though, is that if the sound is on par. That was one of the weakest link about a table like Kung Fu Panda was that It's just the sound was just terrible. But it's
Kung Fu
that
Panda was such a miss for me because it's also should be a kids table. It should be easier, not insanely hard. You know,
dude, some of these kids tables are the hardest tables
So
in the whole
hard.
library. I don't understand.
It's like they should make the more adult themed ones harder and make the kids themed ones easier, in my opinion.
Right.
You know. But I just wanted to let everyone see these in a actual cabinet mode, so you can see kind of what you might expect. It will be similar to this, maybe slightly different, but it will definitely be similar to this.
Yeah, I'll definitely be checking these ones out.
Take it easy.
And you can check out the full video on my channel if you want to see it.
That's cool how that sword is a little like a spinner there.
Yeah, I do like the toy in the middle. It's pretty fun. They just beat Jabba. So I'm saying, I think people must not have played this because, like, I'm just like cruising through scores, and I'm not even doing that well. But
yeah, that'll be fun to check out for sure.
I think the cool part is like when we get these tables in our hands, a wizard like you, and you put your hands on it and you start getting into the modes, then we're going to find out really what this table's all about. But I just wanted to show some quick gameplay. We're going to start off with the AtGames news since I got Tomato Grass here as my co-pilot, and we're just going to go straight into AtGames news. So let me pull up my slides. 1 second. And so we just showed that was Honor and Legacy. We showed the trailer, and I showed some of the game in action in a cabinet mode. We're talking about the AtGames calendar and AtGames news is the next topic. So let me go to my slides, and we'll start right off the bat. Boom. And we looked at Honor and Legacy. Here's one more look at the tables. That's pretty cool. Puts it right between us so we can see the table.
Yeah.
I do like the volcano. I think my first impression.
That looks great.
My very first impression, never playing these before. I did buy them, but I didn't play them. You know, and that's the thing. Right now, there's a sale on Steam. So if you do want to buy these Zen tables, good time. They're all on sale. Some tables are a lot off, and you get a huge discount. But I like the volcano. I did enjoy this one more. Just my first impression.
There's only a few times when I look at the table.
Island.
There's only a few times when I first looked at the table and I'm like, that looks cool. And when that had that waterfall on the volcano, like that.
The ball actually goes in the water and rolls like it takes a bath in the water. It's kind of neat. And then here's the other one, the Samurai Vengeance.
See, like in this picture, like they have like a dark mode. That's what I wish some of these Zen games have, because Magic Pixel does that. They have it where you can do a dark mode, but Zen they don't do that, because that that looks like pretty awesome. But when you go to load it up, it's going to be like super bright and
yeah. And these will probably have a smaller ball. It just looks like too, which I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, I like the tables that are more.
As long as it doesn't get onto that Wild West Rampage small. I mean, I had that. You feel like you're playing marble pinball.
The Wild West Rampage. The worst part is that the colors are all the same, so everything's brown. So when you're trying to, and I'm not going to pick on it. We're not going to talk too much about the rare pack. But one of my biggest criticisms: why would you put weapons blocking your visual view of the ball as you're coming to the flippers? That is the worst place you could put an obstruction, because as a pinball player, you're tracking the ball for accuracy.
Well, I noticed that Magic
throws me off so much.
Does that? I mean, they do that quite a bit on their games.
I know, probably, but
there was that. I think it was Polar Expedition where they have like the one like giant polar bear covering the inlane. Like, dude, as soon as the ball comes in, like you can't see it till it's at the.
Please, if I could give them any piece of design advice, please don't block the ball right by where the flippers, where we have to respond. That makes it unnecessarily challenging, because I'm trying to track it. Here's the calendar. They got some sales going on. We got Flipper Friends still happening every Friday. We have 2 Zen releases. I think we know what the first one is because they kind of showed us the trailer. I think that's going to be our table we're going to get on the 9th. The 23rd, I have no idea. We'll speculate in a bit what that is. They have an original table coming out, and they have Supersonic Deluxe coming out. So this is, can I put us on the screen? Let me see if I can do this. How do I do that? No. Okay, that covers us up with that particular type of slide. Okay, so so that's pretty much the calendar for the month. What did you think of the calendar? Is it about what you expected, less than you expected, more than you expected?
I've been telling a lot of people, because people are always asking, like, man, we did get a lot of tables. What do you think? I think, we did get a lot last month. And I personally have put my expectations to 0. Anything that comes, I'm coming in with an open mind. I'm happy with what we're getting. We've gotten a lot, and we've gotten a lot of great stuff. So I understand, there's a lot of things that people are waiting for, but like this calendar comes out and I'm like, yeah, it looks pretty good, man.
And that's the thing too. It was a surprise. AtGames scores a goal last month with 8 tables dropped. We got Tales of the Arabian Nights, Adventures of Laura Croft, Secrets of Croft Manor, Super League Football. We got Zacharia, Future World Deluxe, Soccer Kings, Battletoads, Killer Instinct. That's 8 games total. That was a surprise. Yeah. We only had 2 games shown on the calendar. So I think that the one thing I've learned from last month is that we're not going to know anymore. We're not going to know anymore when stuff's going to drop, because last month we had no idea we were going to get 8 games. And to AtGames credit, the majority of the games, at least from my ratings, I went back and looked at all my ratings on every game. The majority of the games were really good. So the lion's share of them got really good reviews from me, and I enjoyed. So they're doing pretty good. Hopefully they can repeat that this month. We got DKOG73 stopping in. Wanted to stop by and wish everyone a happy 4th of July. Be sure to smash that like button. Okay, well, we're playing Robotron this week. You drop a score this week, DKOG73. I know you love Robotron. He's got a great channel. Check him out. And we got 2 drops of Zen tables for July officially on their calendar. So we know what the first drop is. And while I'm glad to get any tables, I'm never gonna not want to have more pinball tables. I'm glad to get anything. But those aren't the tables I'm looking for. I really want to see more Williams tables.
That's what I was about to say. Like, those are the ones that when they come out, those are game changers. Like, those are the ones that people are waiting for.
Funhouse.
Yep, waiting on those.
And
there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them.
No Good Gophers.
Yeah.
And so what I did, Tomato Grass, I planned this for us to take a look at. This was what the original schedule was.
Oh boy, this picture.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh,
it lives on forever.
Oh,
and
man.
We did get Tomb Raider. I'm looking on here. We got a lot of these tables though. And I'm just looking at like the Williams. We did not get Safe Cracker, which I don't really, we just played it in tournament. I'm not the best at Safe Cracker, but I mean, once again, it's a Williams table. I need these Williams tables as a win. Whitewater, Red and Ted's Roadshow, Hurricane. They gave us Tales of the Arabian Nights. We did not get Circus Voltaire, No Good Gophers, Funhouse, Space Station, Dr. Dude. So they got a lot. Swords of Fury, Whirlwind, Time Machine, Bride of Pinbot.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, a lot of those Williams tables were on the right side of that. And, that's why, like, when they announced this new one, I was like, oh, man, I thought for sure that would have been a Williams. And
I thought so, too. Black Knight 2000, Earthshaker, Bonsai Run. And then we're not even going to talk about Star Wars, because I see the whole first half of this calendar.
That's what a lot of people
Star Wars would happen.
Yeah, well, we don't know, and a lot of people are talking like, man, yeah, they're really far behind on tables. But when I look at that picture, I'm like, dude, Star Wars is like 10 tables.
Yeah,
and I mean, when if and when we do get those, we're probably going to get a lot of them at the same time. So then, like, that's probably just going to be like a huge drop. But like that, yeah, that's a big reason why, like every time I see that picture, it's like, oh boy, yeah, I know there's a lot of titles there, but you got to know that 8 of those are Star Wars.
Yeah, again, I know Zen wants to control the drop info, but it's hard to look forward to something. I like to look forward to things, and while it is pleasant to get a surprise, I do look forward to getting these tables.
I was gonna say, Brad, I actually kind of don't mind it. Like, you're not really knowing, like I said, because I'm happy with what I've been playing lately. And
I am too. Like I said, majority was good. That's what I'm talking about.
And then you pop on Facebook on a Wednesday, and they're like, "Hey, we're dropping Tales of the Arabian Nights tomorrow."
Oh,
and it's like, damn! It's like, I like that.
I like that. Do more of that.
Yeah. That's so. Like I'm like I said, I'm I'm past the point of getting like super upset with them because
Yeah.
I kind of like
No,
that,
no,
but I do get like, you know, they there's a lot of stuff that people are waiting for, and you know, when they
absolutely.
see that calendar and they see
100%. When you look at this calendar, not knowing the Zen tables, it does make it less exciting.
Yeah.
I do know Supersonic Deluxe I like. I've already played it on OTG. It is a lot of fun. People are going to love that. We do have an original table coming out. Here's a close-up look at it because I know it's hard to see. Look at this. Look at this. Look how big I made it for you. Take a look. What do you think of that table layout, Tomato Grass? You're an
I
avid
think
pinball player.
well, you know, the
It's
first
hard to
thing
say
I do
from a
is
picture.
the first thing I do is look down at the flippers and do I see that thing in the yep,
Yeah,
there
it's
it
got the
is.
center post, man.
But when I look at the rest of the stuff, I mean, it looks pretty cool. I like the colors. I like, you know,
I like it's more open. It doesn't look like it has a bunch of
open. It looks like
obstructions.
there's only 3 flippers. You know, there's not ramps going every single direction. It looks nice, but
things aren't covering up other things too, which I like. You'll be able to see the ball as it goes around the table. But this is Firefighter Wildlands. We should see this later this month. And this is an original table for the AtGames 4KP. Here's another page looking at the calendar. The official releases that they will tell us are Street Fighter Wildlands on the 17th, Supersonic on July 24th. They got the some sales. They got their ALUs going down to $500 at the Sam's Club. It's a great multi-cade. You can play thousands of games on it. Comes with a lot of good arcade games on it. They give you a bunch of discounts if you want to add anything to it. And one thing I'm really grateful for, and we get to play this game this week, but we got 2 really good soccer games. We got Soccer Kings, which was a blast. I played that all last week. And we get to play this one this week. This I gave a perfect score.
Really?
Perfect score.
See,
That's one of the few I gave a perfect score to.
This last week I've been pretty busy, so I haven't had a lot of pinball time. But so I haven't checked these out. But from what I saw, they looked cool. So I'll be interested to try it out. But yeah, I haven't. I
was going to ask you, but you said you haven't played either of these yet. You haven't played the Super League Football or the Soccer Kings.
I haven't bought a game since the well, we're not going to count the rare pack. I haven't bought a game since I don't even remember what the last one was. Yeah, because I didn't get Future World. I didn't get. Oh, it was a Tomb Raider pack. That was the last one I
bought. Let's see. Going back to the surprises. Herb Wars says honestly, it's like the arcade days. We'll be surprised. He likes that they're not telling us what games are coming. Yeah, I mean, if I didn't get sent them to review them, I would buy every game. Like before, I was reviewing games for AtGames. They sent me games for review. I would buy every game anyway, so it wouldn't matter for me because I want to have every game that I can play on the machine because I love the machine. You know, it's probably one of the most played machines I've had in my arcade. So I mean, the HD, I bought every table, and you know, I don't mind doing that because I like the games, and the Star Wars announcements. Stop nudging me. And having them on the calendar did feel like a bait and switch. Well, maybe plans fell through. You know. Who knows?
Well, you know,
we don't know what happened.
A lot of trouble.
I'll never know what happened, but something happened, right? Because it was on the calendar.
It was up for just a cup for like an hour, and then it was gone. So
yeah,
that's why whenever I constantly see that picture, people are always like, "Well, this is what they said." It's like, okay,
yeah,
they obviously screwed up when they posted that. That's why they took it down. So I don't know. It is disappointing though because you know like at the end of the day they did post that, so you can't take that away.
But yeah.
Still,
good to see you. Mad Van Hand is in the chat saying hello. Good to see you, Mad Van Hand. Check out his channel. He's another Wizard pinball player. Speaking of Wizards, you have an awesome new show. Tell us a little bit about your new show. One second. I did prepare something. He has a new show called The Wizard Room.
Oh, yeah.
The Wizard Room. Tell us all about your new show. I'm excited for your new show. Tell us about it, Tomato Grass.
Yeah. So, well, you know,
I'm blow you up.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah. So you know, I've been streaming pinball for a year now, and I always liked it. Like when I started the Battle of the Streamers and stuff, I liked playing with other people on the camera. You know, I liked doing it with other people. So you know, it was a couple weeks ago. I was like, you know, let's start a show where I'm just hanging out with some people. Like I get some people on the show, and we just talk about pinball. focus on the new releases. And but we're not tied down to everything. It doesn't have to be new. But I get a couple people on the show. We do it Monday nights, and we talk about like for instance, we started with the Tomb Raider tables, and we did the rare pack. We spend the first half hour of the show. We just talk about what we like, what we don't like, and then we go into how we're going to get high scores. Because the people that I'm getting on the show are people that are putting up those high scores.
Yeah,
like if
people
you look
love
at the
pinball.
Yeah, you look at the backlash. You see Tomato Grass, Mad Ben, Han, Skull Joe. You see those guys on there. So those are the guys. Like we talk about how we're attacking these tables, and then my favorite part is I get three people playing on the screen at the same time, and you're just and like popping over to this guy, listening to him play, and you can see how, because one thing that I always like to say is everybody's got a little bit of a different style.
Oh, 100%.
And it's very informative to watch a bunch of people play the same game, and you can learn a lot. And so it's a great place if you want to learn some stuff. That's a great show to watch. I'm having a lot of fun, and you're going to be on there. You're going to be on there.
Oh yeah,
soon.
I'm going to be on there. I can't wait to be on there. You got to do Creature from the Black Lagoon or something like that.
Yeah.
That I'm into.
And that's what I was saying. It's like we do want to
come to a table that I'll have to be on there for sure.
Yeah, of course.
But definitely check out the Wizard Room. Great new show. And does it have a set day, or is it going to be whenever you feel like doing them?
We're doing it Mondays.
Monday
on
Tomato Grass channel. Okay.
Yep. And it's probably every Monday, but definitely when a new pack comes out, like that's I definitely want to do that. So
in the chat
Mondays.
And Super League Football versus Soccer King Deluxe. Which one did you think was better? People that played both. And I'm circling back to this for one reason. I have one guilty reason that I'm circling back to. Soccer Kings we played this week. I did thoroughly enjoy playing that game. This week for Flipper Friends, we're going to be playing a lot of Super League Football. But the one reason I got to swing back to this so hard, it's coming. What's coming, Tomato Grass? You know what I'm going to pull up next. I'm going to get myself in trouble. But you know what's coming next. It's Retro Legends Babe time. And we got to just have one last look at this wonderful video I made.
Man, some of those girls play hard, man.
Yeah, so definitely, Alicia wants you to check out from Zen Studios on the AtGames Legends 4K Pinball Super League Football. It got a perfect score from Papa Brad's Gaming, and the cool part is you have to play it anyway. If you're going to participate in Flipper Friends, this is a Flipper Friends game. I am a fan. The $5 price point is the best price point for a pinball table, especially if it's as good as this one. But it is part of Flipper Friends this week. This week's games are the Super League Football, Kung Fu Panda, Battletoads, Mexico 86, and Wipeout.
Oh,
I know
man.
you're loving that game's list, Tomato Grass.
Well, it's funny. Like, say what you want about Kung Fu
I love
Kung Fu
Wipe-Out
Panda.
though. It's a guilty
Wipe-Out is the heavy hitter in that one. And
Yeah, I
honestly,
think
Mexico
so.
86, I wish it was the retro one. I love that game. Nobody likes. I'm probably the only person that likes that game, but I love that game. It's fun. It's short. I actually never played the regular Mexico 86, so that'll be interesting.
Well, I would definitely check out. I would give my highest recommendations to the Super League football. I'm not even a fan of soccer, but I love it's a fun game. Instead of having pinballs, you have soccer balls. I'll suffer through some of the other games, but I do thoroughly love that one. I thoroughly love Wipeout. Wipeout, of course, based on a real Gottlieb pinball machine. HD players have the same games, except for they got Bubble Bobble, Dinosaur Dynasty as substitutions. They don't have the Zen titles. So they have Battletoads, Bubble Bobble, Dinosaur Dynasty 2, Mexico 86, and Wipeout. There is a tool we use when we play Flipper Friends. This will give you the stats as you're playing live. You want to use that tool. Tomato Grass, probably because you didn't play. You did not play Flipper Friends this week, but I did score in the top 10. So while you were not in the top 10, it did allow me to sneak in there. So thank you for not playing Tomato Grass.
I'll tell you what,
man.
It's tough. Like with these 5 tables a week, like if you get a busy week,
too many tables. It's too.
You're almost just like I like if you're gonna play them all, like you got to go all in and you got to like grind, or it's just like I was playing the new Killer Instinct and the Battletoads, and I'm just like I'm not gonna sit there because. Like here's the thing, right? If I'm gonna do it, if I'm gonna put in a score for every single game,
you're gonna want to be.
I want to try to be at the top. I don't want to just be like, well, there's
that's in your DNA.
15th.
Yeah, you're not gonna be 15th. Yeah. I prefer like 2. I think 2 to 3 tables is the perfect amount at the max, but 5 is a lot.
When they
can't get good enough at any one table.
When they had the 3, it was pretty good, and it's just. We were doing this 5 in the beginning, but it's just getting to be ridiculous. Like
5 is a lot.
It's unneeded. Like, and I understand that they wanted that they're part of the reason they're probably doing that is because they want people to buy all the tables. But even if you just did 2 tables, 3 tables, you could still focus on the new ones, and people have to buy the new ones. But to make people do 5, you're discouraging people from wanting to buy those. Because I personally know people in this community now who wanted to compete, but now
they don't have to buy 5 different table packs to play.
They don't want to buy all that stuff anymore. They
Especially
like if it was like
one's $35. If you didn't a lot of people bought it when it was on sale, but if you didn't buy it on sale, it's $35.
Yeah, and it's I understand that that's the place for Pinball Net, but But Zen's not even part of that, so you'd still have to be buying that too. It's just man, there's just no 2 ways about it. It's too many.
It's just too many tables. That being said, we're gonna go over some friends we have in the top 10. Anyone you want to shout out, you can shout them out. I'm just gonna have it on screen. I'm gonna shout out the Real Creamer, Soggy Bacon, Skull Joe, Chelada Love, Retro Tech X, Papa Brad. Look at that! I'm in the top 10 this week. Retro Tech X took me out. We were neck and neck all week. Last minute he passed me. But all week I was ahead of him.
If you guys want to get entertained, man, just look on those leaderboards every week for Retro Tech and Papa Brad. Now there's
we go back. We have a rivalry. It's fantastic. I enjoy it. Let's find some other friends. We got a Pinball Wizard and let's see, looking on the list here. If I missed your name, it's not up. T. McCloskey, 15th. Let's see. We got Wingo, 22nd. Good to see Wingo on there. PG.
Yes, I think I'm actually going to be on. I'm going to be on this page.
You're on there somewhere.
There we are. 37. I'm pretty sure. I lost that table at the end there. But
I have a hard time reading this because of the blue. I can't see the names too good.
Yeah.
But if you played in Flipper Friends, thanks so much. Shout out to everyone that played. Had a good week of competition. Shout out to all the people that have played in the Retro Legends tournaments. You are legit. We appreciate you playing and competing on our leaderboards. We don't play 5 games. We play 2 to 3 pinball games and an arcade game. Let me check and make sure I didn't miss any of my main topics for AtGames. We talked about we talked about the soccer games. We got our last look at my soccer tribute.
Oh yeah.
We talked about the AtGames, the Flipper Friends. We gave shout outs to friends. This week, Wipe-Out is one of the tables, and I'm going to cover it now. I was going to cover it later in the show, but I just want to cover it now because you're here.
Yeah.
And I want you to talk about the two pinball. And our Retro Legends show, which is different from AtGames, we use I-scored, and it's very casual, but we're playing two of these pinball tables, which are also on AtGames, and we're playing Wipe-Out, which is a Gottlieb table. Could you tell us a little bit about Wipe-Out?
Wipe-Out, yeah, it's one of those Gottlieb tables that it's got some like a complex rule set, but I mean, like when you're playing on this virtual, you're really trying to get your extra ball. You can do that. You can pump up that little pump shot, and then you're going for that avalanche multi-ball. And that avalanche multi-ball is probably one of my favorite multi-balls because you got to hit the certain lanes in that slalom, and then you got to hit the one super jackpot shot, and you can hold the balls and you can do post passes very easily. Like that's one of the multi-balls.
This is the perfect table for beginner pinball player to learn basic pinball skills.
Yes.
You know, how to do a post pass. This is the best post pass table, I think, to learn how to do it.
And you feel awesome because it's not rocket science to get good at that multi-ball where you hold the balls and then you do the post pass and shoot a ball at the middle. And when you're doing that, it makes you feel like, man, I am pretty good at this. So definitely if you're starting to wanting to get really good at these games, I would suggest playing that game because it's going to teach you without really breaking you down. It's going to teach you how to manage those situations that that seem like they're really tough, but it's just great. And I love that multi-ball, and it's very rewarding, and you can get pretty high scores.
I put together a special segment for the show. It's a 3-minute video, and I explain why I feel like Wipe-Out is the perfect pinball game for a beginner pinball player to learn the basics of pinball. Let's check it out. One of my favorite parts of Wipe-Out is the multi-ball. This is a great game to learn basic pinball skills. Very easy game to multi-ball. Your first shot, you just lock the ball from the launch and you shoot it straight up at the top. It locks it, it goes up the ski lift. Then you do the exact same shot to lock your second ball. The game has a 3-ball multi-ball. And there you can see I was holding the ball. Got the extra ball light flashing, which often makes me take risks I shouldn't take. It's a beautiful post pass from one flipper to the other. This is an excellent game to learn how to post pass. And this game plays very much like the real machine. The Wayback's Arcade has the real Wipe-Out pinball machine in fantastic condition. And this game to me was one of the ones I picked because I feel like it really simulates the real machine quite well. And I found that when I played the real machine, I felt so at home. That's one of the great things about these recreations of some of the greatest pinball tables of all time. You can go in an arcade if you can find a physical machine, and it's a great experience because you already know all the rules. You know basically how the game plays. You know how to get your extra balls, and that's a game changer. It makes these games super fun to play out in the wild in a real arcade. And just like that, I lose my extra ball. But sometimes, as Tomato Grass says, I feel like I'm free rolling when I have that extra ball, so I probably am a little bit braver than I should be. You know, playing in tournaments like this is all about control. You got to play kind of safe, and you got to use strategy. So, I often say, play the pinball machine, don't let the pinball machine play you. And there was another beautiful post pass. Time to get my drink on. Shout out to House of Hounds who helped me set up this new software for streaming pinball. I think the image quality is way better once I figure out all all the secrets of it, like turning the sound on. I think I'm really going to enjoy using this to stream pinball. Right off the bat, I get the extra ball lid again, which is super important. Having a very solid game. Now, I have scored over 1 billion points in this game, but once again, am I consistent enough to do that in a tournament? Probably not. But this is a pretty decent game of Wipe-Out. Not my best, but good. It was a good game. $240 million. Okay, and you can scan that QR code. If you're playing it anyway in Flipper Friends, why not have a chance to win a prize on Retro Legends Arcade? All you got to do is play the game, shoot a picture with your phone, and you're entered in our drawing. I give out a $25 gift card every show. That was my footage from the Battle of the Streamers, Tomato Grass.
That was like the second round of last season or something like that. That was fun.
And,
I enjoyed it. Some people didn't, but I loved it.
I loved it. I love competition. And the thing is, you heard me give you the shout out. I mean, I gave you the props.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
you
told me all the time when you get that extra ball, it's like you're free rolling.
You're
That's stuck in the head. It's like I'm free rolling now.
Of course.
I got the extra ball.
Hey, and one thing I want to say about that game, because people might, if you had a keen eye, you might have seen it. That table has a center post. But that's how you put a center post on a table. Magic Picks or Pick Notes. That's how a center post works. You could play that game and you might not even realize it's there. That's how it's supposed to be.
It really feels just like the real Gottlieb table, because when I went to Wayback's Arcade and played the actual Wipe-Out pinball, it's just as far as it teaches you the game. So when you play the pinball, you really have a whole different experience. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a difference between real world pinball and virtual pinball, but at least you know the rules and you know how the game plays. You know what you're supposed to do after you play these, because it'll take you a week just to really learn a game well. That's why I said you could really spend 1 week on one table each week, because that's how long it takes to learn a game well. I mean,
that's why asking us to do 5 tables in a week is just it's just ridiculous. But that's one, I know the one week that's I call this machine my cheat sheet, right? This is where I do the homework. This is where I do the hard work to learn the game. And then when I go down to the arcade, I don't have to do all that learning. I mean, the learning I'm doing down there is learning how that machine is feeling and how the ball rolls around.
Yeah, because every physical machine plays different. There's a lot of factors, like how well has the machine been maintained?
What's the pitch on it? How does the flipper strength? They're all going to be different. But that's the beauty of it, though.
That is the beauty of it. But it'll teach you how to play real pinball as well. I mean, it goes hand in hand. And just a shout out for what we do here at the Retro Legends Arcade every week. We're actually not playing all these. We're not playing the one game, but we're playing Getaway, Wipe-Out, Robotron, and Crackpots. And you just play the game and you use a QR code, you enter your score. Couldn't be easier. That's all there is to it. And then I want to talk about the second pinball game. I got some other things I'm going to talk about, but I want to make sure I cover all the AtGames stuff while you're here. But this is an AtGames table, but it's really a real world pinball table. Tell us a little bit about High Speed, the Getaway 2, because that is our other table that we're playing this week in my tournament.
I understand the question. So yeah, the High Speed 2, the Getaway, it's a great game. It's a great Williams Valley, I think it is. It's designed really well, and to the fact where you can hit the orbit and then it comes and you can hit the other orbit. I like the how you got to progress through the gears in that game. It's really fun, and then getting to that red line mania mode at the end is a very worthy goal, and it's not hard to get to. You're gonna get you want to get to that multiple times in a game, and it's another one of those games where once you're in the groove, you feel like I'm really good at this, and I like that in a game. I know it's fun sometimes to play a game that's gonna kick your butt, but this game is fun that, you know, you can get through to the end, and you can get a high score without too much trouble. Now, there's going to be points in that game where literally you can play and not drain for 20 minutes, and then you're going to drain 4 in a row. So it is tough, but it's very well designed. And one of the highlights, I feel like it was in that same pack that Medieval Madness was. So I feel
it kind of got buried in there, but it's a great game in and of itself.
Not like glossed over, but I feel like it was overshadowed by Medieval Madness. But definitely, like, if that game was released like on its own, like just out of the blue, it would probably be ranked. It would be on a lot of people's radar a lot more, because it's a great game.
Yeah,
and I'm looking forward to playing that again.
And once again, you can enter a score whether you're on AtGames Pinball or you're on VR. We'll take either score. I will announce if you're on AtGames Pinball, because I feel it's a little bit harder. So I'll tell who the top player was that played in AtGames Pinball and who the top player was that played in VR.
I like that. Yeah, that's cool.
And I got a 6-minute segment. This is going to tell you everything you want to know about the Getaway High Speed II and some basic just general playing tips. And this is 6 minutes. So if you need a drink, tomato grass.
I'm good.
6-minute video. Okay.
Yeah, this isn't the 30-second one.
This is winding up my pinball coverage, and then we're going to start talking about some other stuff. But thank you so much for sticking with me.
Yeah.
Huge shout out and thank you to AtGames, who did send me this table pack for the purpose of review. Now that I've disclosed, let's move on to the next game. Let's jump into some gameplay of High Speed 2, The Getaway. Let's go.
I'm concerned with satisfying ball flow, kinetics. I will not sacrifice. I will not sacrifice a great shot on the playfield.
Steve Ritchie has designed some of the best-selling games that Williams has ever built. From Flash, Firepower, and High Speed, to Black Knight, F-14, and most recently, Terminator 2.
My games are never subdued. They're always intense, as intense as we can make them. I'm not sure why that is, but I don't do cute.
Steve's newest game is called The Getaway. It's based on the same theme as High Speed, arguably the most profitable pinball machine of all time.
I would say I'm a speed freak. It produces an adrenaline you can't get any other way. That's what we've tried to embody in The Getaway, is that adrenaline.
Although it's based on High Speed, The Getaway is much more advanced than its predecessor. Brand new features include the supercharger.
It actually has enough force to move the entire game. The ball spinning around, it moves the game slightly from left to right.
On the front of the cabinet, a gear shift replaces the standard shooter.
While you're playing the ball, hitting the flippers, you reach down and shift, and you've got to coordinate that with not losing the ball, and it's fun.
The Getaway also features a fully functional tachometer, electronic flippers, and a sound package that includes a classic license from the ZZ Top. Begin The Getaway with a gear shift that fires the ball onto the playfield and around the back to the upper right flipper. Speed millions are then achieved by successive shots around the small loop. The central feature, the supercharger, starts lit to give players a hint of the game's velocity. The tachometer is advanced by completing these RPM loops. Players need 1 loop to redline in first gear, 2 to redline in second, and so on. After each redline, the gears are advanced with the shifter on the front of the cabinet. Each gear holds a different award. Redlining in first brings the player 3 million points. Doing the same in second gear will hold over the bonus and bonus multiplier. Video mode is achieved by a redline in third gear. During video mode, players use the left and right flipper buttons, along with the shifter, to negotiate a congested highway. 4 RPM loops in fourth gear will begin supercharger mode, when all major shots are worth millions. Finally, if a player can push the game into a 5th gear redline, he can enter Redline Mania with 1 more shot to the supercharger. Multi-ball will begin, and every major feature will be lit. The scoring possibilities are endless. The road to multi-ball begins with these traffic lights. Lock balls by contacting all 3 stand-up targets of a particular color. Once a bank of lights is complete, the ramp at the back of the playfield will lower, clearing the way for a shot to the lock mechanism. After 2 balls are locked, run the red light by locking the 3rd. Then, after a quick show, multi-ball.
Dispatch, this is 504. Suspect wearing a red light. Over. Roger, 504. Apprehend him.
A jackpot can only be achieved during multi-ball. But first, the ramp must be lowered with a shot into the supercharger. Then, either right flipper can be used to collect the jackpot with a shot up the ramp. If a player can then send 2 more balls into the supercharger, he'll have a chance to score a super jackpot with the same shot. In order to cultivate a dedicated following, 2 ball savers have been designed into the Getaway. The kickback feature in the left drain lane will propel a dune ball back onto the playfield. Kickback is relit when one of the 2 target banks is complete. Another feature called Free Ride returns a ball to the playfield should it drain too quickly.
Don't move.
Near the bottom of the playfield are the freeway lights. They are advanced like this. After a ball comes down one of the return lanes, the player must then send it around the freeway loop. This will advance freeway values toward light extra ball, which can be collected with a shot to the eject hole. Also collected at the eject hole is the Burn Rubber Random feature. Burn Rubber is lit with a gear shift and awards one of 15 items such as video mode, extra ball, instant multi-ball, and big points. The supercharger was designed with an eye toward both minimum maintenance and maximum earnings. It circulates balls optomagnetically, like an atomic particle accelerator. Most importantly, it uses no moving parts. The result is one of the most exciting and trouble-free features ever designed. The Getaway from Williams, carrying on a tradition of games built to be intense as we can make them.
There you go. That was a look at the Getaway High Speed II. And that was all on the AtGames Legends 4KP pinball machine. I mean, just looking even on video, it is incredible the accomplishment of some of these Williams tables. And quite honestly, that is, if I could say the number one thing that I love about it is these Williams recreations. I mean, just list off some of your favorites. I'll list off 3 of mine. Creature from the Black Lagoon, Monster Bash, and Attack from Mars. Name some more tables that you love that are Williams tables that we have.
Well, I like Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone.
I like Medieval Madness. I like the Getaway here. Black Rose is a great one.
Black Rose is great.
Yeah, and I would
Adam's Family.
Adam's Family. Well, yeah, that's the kicker, right? That's
Star
the one
Trek.
that a lot of people wanted. Star Trek. I do like
a broken game, but you know,
broken. But I mean,
once you discover the way that it can be broken, it's pretty amazing. But I mean, it's still a fun game. You know, we're still missing a lot of Williams games. There's still a lot of them that they could bring. I mean, Indiana Jones is not on there. You know, we went through the list, but I mean, just looking at like the job they did with High Speed the Getaway. I hope you drop a score this week in my tournament.
You're
an amazing player. Like your bottom score will probably be the top of our leaderboard score. But I mean, I would love for you to drop a score. But my point is too, the reason why I do my own leaderboards because I don't want to play junk. I want to play the good stuff. Like, you know, I think we pick really like fun games to play for the week. And if I'm gonna play a game for a week, I just want to have a game that I love, right?
Right.
And that's kind of why I'm going this route.
I'll definitely be more inclined to play this week. It's just last week, you know, with the coming up holidays and everything. I've been busy, but you know, that's just how it is. I mean, like that's what I tell a lot. That's what I tell a lot of people because you know a lot of people get burned out, especially when they're playing this flipper friends and 5 tables. It's like, you know, if it starts to wear down on you, just take a
couple
break.
weeks off.
You will get that. You will get that itch back. Believe me. Like
Yeah.
I'm itching to play again because I haven't been playing as much. So don't like if you start getting burned out, just take a break.
Yeah. Well, don't forget to. I try to always have at least one game you can double dip. You can literally just play in the Flipper Friends and drop your score on the leaderboards. That makes it easy to participate in both if you want to, if you choose to. But I wanted to make sure I covered all the pinball tables. I think I've covered all the pinball stuff. So if you wanna hang out and stick around with me, you can. But if you want to be free, I'm gonna give you the option to start out of here because we're gonna start talking about X-Arcade and some Once I get on Robotron, I mean Robotron is going to be a big deal. So
the people are starting to shoot off fireworks out here, and I'm worried. I'm not that I'm trying to go watch them. I'm worried about my dog because my dog does not like fireworks. But Brad, I want to thank you so much for having me on this show. I'm trying. I want to make sure that I'm by your side. You know, it's probably tough doing these by yourself. So I wanted to give you a little bit of somebody to bounce some ideas off of. And I really appreciate you've been a great friend to me in this community, and I'm really appreciative of you having me on here.
And you're always welcome on the Retro Legends Arcade Show. You got an open seat whenever you want to come on. Just let me know. But check out his new show too, The Wizard Room.
You got an open seat over there too. We will see you there sometime soon. Once we get a release that you're interested in. If you're not interested in it, don't even bother. Right? Why would you? But I will hope to see you there. I hope to see anybody here that's interested. Come watch us on Monday nights. Make sure you keep coming here Friday nights. I'm hopefully going to be here every once in a while. So it's great.
Oh yeah, we love having you on the show. You're always welcome here. So.
Yep, great to see you all. And happy 4th of July, everybody. Hope you guys are going to have a good rest of your weekend. And so I'm going to, unfortunately, Brad, you're going to have to finish the show.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm ready.
On your own, but it was great to be here. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And it's always a pleasure, Tomato Grass. Thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
We're ready to move to our next segment. We're going to start talking a little bit about some pinball effects. Pinball effects news. If you haven't checked out, I did do a video on Tomb Raider Pinball. It's fantastic in VR. Check it out. Of course, we have the X-Arcade. I do have a discount where you can get a little bit off on the X-Arcade. Here it is. I just checked it to make sure it works. Let me take this off real quick so I can see. Oh, I don't know how to do it now. Where is it? But you can get it. There is a discount, $359.10 with my discount if you use my 10% discount code. So big news for X-Arcade, of course, is they are going to have a pinball kit coming out. It's very exciting. It's very exciting. And we're very excited about everyone that's playing in VR. We got big VR news. Everyone, thank you, Tomato Grass, for coming on. It was great to have Tomato Grass on. And the big news is we're getting this bad boy. We're going to get haptics. We're going to get nudge. Pretty incredible. And I'm going to let a friend of the channel tell you all about the X-Arcade Pinball Kit, which is coming. It's very exciting. So let's take a look. This is from Kevgret. He's a YouTuber. He does it all for free, for fun, and for the community. And here's a video on the brand new pinball kit that's going to be coming for the X-Arcade. We're excited for this. And if you haven't played the Pinball FX VR, there's software where it's designed to work with the X-Arcade. It's very immersive. And you get to play these pinball tables in 3D. It's incredible. We're talking about Pinball FX VR. Let me show you what that looks like. So you get a pinball arcade, right? You know, in you could actually put the games even in your physical space if you want to. But now the X-Arcade is going to have a kit that's going to even make it work more with pinball. So to tell us about the pinball kit is kevgret. Let's check this out.
So basically they're laying out the parts here. There's the panel that you have to replace with the speakers. There is the, looks like this is the plunger. We got the solenoids. We got nudge. We got it all. But let's try to get into this here and see what we got. Okay. Introducing the X-Force Haptics Kit. They're calling it the X-Force. How come they can name this a cool name, but the X-Arcade TV is Arcade 2 TV XR? Anyway, the X-Force Haptics Kit, a new self-install upgrade designed specifically for the Arcade 2 TV XR. The kit includes 4 precision haptic modules, a pair of upgraded built-in speakers, a realistic pinball plunger, flipper feedback solenoids, a 6 DOF motion sensor for nudging, and a new back panel with control knobs for volume and vibration. Everything you need to bring physical feedback to your Arcade 2 TV XR. It's a full DIY upgrade kit that transports your existing setup into a more immersive pinball haptic experience. And this is basically echoing the video I did where they gave us a sneak peek on the Papa Brad show. So far so good. This is exactly what they were saying, but let's get more details here. At the core of the X-Force Haptics Kit is a set of 4 dedicated vibration modules, aka shakers, that mount inside your Arcade 2 TV XR control deck. Instead of boosting the speakers or subwoofer, these haptic modules are designed to turn game audio, I think they're missing a word there, to turn game audio into real timed vibrations. In plain terms, your X-Arcade 2 TV XR will shake and sync with the action, not from the sound, but from powerful motors built to make you feel every moment. And here's a picture on how it's going to work. Here's the 4 haptic solenoids, shakers, whatever they're calling it. So here's the 4 shakers. There's the 2 speakers. You have individual knobs, it looks like, for the volume, and you can plug in your headphone jack. So let's keep going. Here's how it works. The X-Force Haptics Kit taps into your game's audio output and splits it into 2 separate channels. One channel goes to the upgraded built-in high-fidelity speakers part of the kit, so you get crisp, powerful sound directly from your X-Arcade. The other feeds into the haptic driver that powers the vibration modules. That means the vibrations are triggered by the game's audio, not by the speakers. Every sound, from the thud of a pinball hitting a bumper to the boom of an explosion, is instantly converted into matching vibration you can feel. The result is an incredibly immersive sound you can feel experience. And because the audio is split into dedicated outputs, there's no distortion or interference with the actual speaker sound at all. Your X-Arcade essentially gains a built-in rumble pack on steroids, synchronized perfectly with the on-screen action. Everyone plays differently, so we made sure you can dial in the exact mix of sound and shake that fits your style. The X-Force Haptics Kit upgrade adds 2 dedicated adjustment nods on the panel, one for the speaker and one for the vibration intensity. And there it is right here. There's your 2 knobs. Want deep rumbling feedback without shaking the whole house? Lower the volume and crank the vibration. Prefer blasting retro game tunes with just a hint of rumble? Turn up the sound and dial the vibration back. Because the audio and haptics run on separate channels and amps, adjusting one won't mess with the other. Whether it's an intense pinball session or a late night gaming spree, or showing off your setup to friends, it's about personalizing your play. And there's the 2 speakers that will be replacing what you have now. And here we go. Pinball fans, this one's for you. The X-Force Haptics Kit isn't a generic upgrade kit. It's been engineered with pinball enthusiasts in mind. The kit features a realistic precision spring-loaded pinball plunger on the front of your controller and a Hall effect sensor to translate your pull strength directly into the game. Feel the tension as you draw back and the satisfaction as your ball launches exactly how you've intended. We've also added real flipper feedback using electromagnetic solenoids. Every time you press the flipper buttons, you'll feel a satisfying thunk, like the snap of real pinball flippers connecting with the ball. It's quick, tactile, and brings your virtual pinball experience to life. And if you're the type who bumps the machine during play, you're in luck. A built-in nudge sensor accelerometer detects when you nudge or bump the cabinet and sends that motion straight into the game. Give your virtual table a little shove to save the ball from the drain, and the game will respond just as a real pinball machine would. Paired with the new rumble system, these features blur the line between virtual and real. You're not just playing pinball in VR, you're back at the arcade. Here's a nice indoor shot of what it's going to look like when it's all put together. Easy upgrade, no console is needed. No new console is needed. The X-Force Haptics Kit is a user-installed upgrade designed specifically for the X-Arcade. This DIY-friendly upgrade was designed with real players in mind, adding a new layer of immersion to the gear they already love. Inside the kit, you'll find everything you need. Upgraded hardware modules, a new back panel with built-in speakers and control knobs, a haptics-ready main board, and clear instructions. Plus drill templates where necessary. Get your drill out, boys. If you're handy with a screwdriver, you'll be up and running in no time. And of course, our support team is always here if you have questions. Once installed, your upgraded X-Arcade 2 TV XR will still run all your games, only now with dynamic feedback that makes everything feel more real. It's the same beloved arcade controller you've invested in, now turbocharged with haptic technology. And if you're new to the X-Arcade family, when you buy your X-Arcade, you can upgrade it with this kit to experience full haptics when you're ready. This kit was built for our community, and we can't wait for you to feel the difference. There's a shot of the nice pinball plunger there. And then the Haptic X-Force kit is launching soon. Pre-orders are just around the corner. Stay tuned for an official date and pricing. Whether you're playing Pinball FX VR, Visual Pinball, or any classic arcade title, the X-Force Haptics Kit cranks up the immersion with powerful physical feedback. Get ready to fire it up, feel every hit, and bring your games to life like never before, all on your Arcade 2 TV XR. This is the future of immersive arcade gaming, and we're excited to have you with us. Well, there it is. There is the official press release that is on X-Arcade's website. There's only a couple things we need to find out now. We need the price, we need the pre-order date, and we need the release date. Once we get those three items, we just now have to play the waiting game. Are you excited for this? I built my own haptics kit, and I'm still excited for this. My guess is this kit's going to be between $200 and $250. That's $200. If they're giving you everything top of the line that's included, that's going to cost some money. But maybe it's $150 and I'm wrong, but I'm shooting between $200 and $250.
And I would like to welcome to the show Steps Gaming. Welcome to the show.
That was ending then. I was taking a sip of the Coca-Cola.
That's okay. That's okay. Good to see you, Steps. Ready to talk about some retro gaming. We're going to be talking about some retro games. We're talking about Robotron, and we're going to be talking about Atari, which are two things I know you're into. So if you've not checked out Steps' stream earlier, you want to tell them about your stream?
We had a good stream. It was about arcade nostalgia and how certain companies kind of killed the nostalgia, namely Arcade 1-Up. But it wasn't just that. Like, we went back through the depths of the history of arcades, and we talked about how arcades started through the 2000s. It was like an arcade history stream, really, and it was really fun. It was really cool. And Papa Brad just showed up because Zod didn't show up, and I didn't ask him. I put in a link if anybody wanted to join, but I was like, I'm good going by myself. But Papa Brad shows up, and we had a nice conversation.
Yeah,
it worked out pretty well.
It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. And we're talking about one of my favorite arcade games of all time, which is Robotron. We're playing in Retro Legends Arcade. You got through all the pinballs. This is a perfect time for you to come on because we've covered all the that was the last little bit of pinball we had to cover. So I'm obsessed with pinball. So that was the last bit. There's a new kit coming out for people that have X-Arcade. It's a pinball kit. They did say they would send me one, and I'll make a video showing you how to install it. But man, I'm a little scared. You have to drill apparently, but it's
drill,
plastic.
baby, drill.
How hard could it be? It's plastic. So the next thing I want to talk about is Robotron. Have you played Robotron, Steps?
I have played Robotron.
Tell me a little bit about
Galloping Ghost Arcade. Played a real one.
Robotron. And of course, this is one of the great Williams arcade games made by Eugene Jarvis. Used 2 joysticks, one to move, one to shoot. And you know what game, speaking of which, the inspiration for Robotron, the game that really got the gears turning for Eugene Jarvis was Berserk. And you have some great videos about Berserk on your channel, Steps Gaming. Tell them about your Berserk New Wave Toys reviews. That's one of my favorite videos.
I was just talking about that in the last stream, but I got to actually.
That's a great video.
Yeah, I got to take apart that Berserk cabinet at that Tapper's Arcade Bar, and I actually got into the insides. I compared even the replica motherboard on the New Wave Toys version to the board that was in the actual arcade, and it was just really cool. I got to really experience a Berserk arcade cabinet, and that's something I'll probably remember the rest of my life. And I really recommend Tapper's Arcade Bar if you're in Indianapolis. They're very nice. They have 50% off pinball on Monday nights. And there you go. And it's Stern. They got literally they got like 20 to 30 Stern pinballs. And
content like that lives forever too. That's the great thing, It's always going to be great to go back to that video and watch it. The games we're playing this week, of course, Getaway Pinball. We already have some people that dropped scores. We got the Getaway, we got Wipe-Out, we got Robotron and Crackpots. So we're going to be talking about Robotron first.
Are you a crackpot, Papa Brad?
Some people would say so. But we're going to find out about the game Crackpots. YouTubers much bigger and much more famous than me are going to make a brief appearance and tell us about Crackpots on the channel. But I'm excited for talking about Crackpots, but I'm really excited for talking about Robotron because guess what, Steps? I beat the owner of an arcade at his favorite game, which is Robotron. Can you believe that?
Well, it depends. Maybe the owner of the arcade is probably too busy working to play the arcades all the time.
Oh, man, he's an avid gamer. Yeah. So I have two
Wayback.
I have two really sweet pieces of content. The first one is going to be, this is actually from Williams, okay? And I have been, as long as I've been into arcades,
still around.
I just discovered this video. It was in mothballs from a VHS tape, but I discovered this video and it is so awesome, Steps. I've got to share it. This is from Williams Electronics. This is the Robotron promotional video. You ready to see? This is back from the 80s. And here we go. Let's
get hyped.
Get hyped.
The ultimate destruction of the world. Williams Electronics, the foremost innovator of coin-operated amusement games, presents Robotron 2084. The Robotron army has gathered in force to effect the final destruction of mankind. It is your mission to stop them. Armed with only an anti-robot laser, you are beamed down to their rendezvous point. As soon as you beam down, the robots attack. You can take evasive action by using the joystick on the left of the control panel. You can also attack and destroy by using the joystick on the right to fire your anti-robot laser gun. These two joysticks are the sole player controls in the game and allow you to fire and move in any direction at any time. The robots in this first wave are grunts, the least sophisticated form of Robotron. They have no weapons and possess only minimal intelligence. They are programmed to attack and physically capture and destroy you. In this world overrun by Robotrons, your fellow humans have been left defenseless, at the mercy of the Robotrons. It is up to you to come to their aid and protect them from the evil forces of the Robotrons. You can rescue your fellow humans by touching them, which places them under your protection and gives you points. The key to the game is to rescue as many members of the human race as possible before the grunts catch and destroy you. In your path, you will find many flashing electrodes. If you crash or run into one, you will be destroyed. Avoid them or destroy them with your laser. Disintegrating all of the Robotrons with your laser will beam you to the next wave. In each new wave, the electrodes change shape, but are just as deadly if touched. Notice that a new form of Robotron has appeared, the Hulks. Hulks are indestructible. Your anti-robot laser can slow them down, but they cannot be destroyed. In addition, the Hulks prey on the defenseless humans. Upon capturing them, the Hulks destroy them, turning their once familiar forms into lifeless skulls. Even more dangerous than the Hulk is the Enforcer embryo, cloned by the spinning red circles that can give birth to up to 5 embryos. The embryos grow to become Robotron Enforcers. They are programmed to kill with their deadly spark balls, shot at you with lightning speed and at deceptive trajectories. As in all waves, you should save as many of your fellow humans as possible to gain points. And you must destroy the Robotron attackers before you can attain the next wave. The action in the third and fourth waves continue as before. The strategies by now are established. Save as many fellow humans as possible while staying alive yourself. This will gain you a vast number of points. 1,000 points for the first, 2,000 points for the second, 3,000 points for the third, 4,000 for the fourth, up to 5,000 points for the fifth. After that, each fellow human that you save is worth 5,000 points in that wave. These are literally life-giving points as they enable you to win additional players depending on the number of points scored. Thus, allowing you to continue should one of your players meet a violent death at the hands of the Robotrons. In Robotron 2084, Williams Electronics has established simplicity of play as your greatest weapon. You have the freedom to move anywhere on the screen, to evade, to attack, to set up and lure the enemy into a trap, destroying his entire remaining force. Achieving the fifth wave presents you with your greatest challenge so far. For into this wave, the master Robotrons, the brains, are transported. The smartest and most dangerous of all Robotrons, the brains fire heat-seeking cruise missiles at you. Your sole defense is to destroy these missiles with your laser, or they will continue to track you down and kill. In addition to the cruise missiles, the highly intelligent brains have developed yet another deadly, and this time macabre, weapon. Upon capturing one of the humans, the brain uses its mind transformation powers to clone its victims into progs. These transformed humanoids are now programmed to viciously attack you, their own protector. You have no choice but to destroy them or face annihilation yourself. The brainwave reappears every fifth wave, assuring challenging and exciting gameplay. One final enemy that will confront you in advanced waves are the Quarks. Harmless themselves, they give birth to tank embryos that quickly grow into extremely dangerous enemy attack tanks, firing deadly tank shells at you. In the ninth wave, a special grunt wave occurs. Here, close to 100 Robotron grunts are on the attack at once. All-out battle and destruction is the only way to survive, if survival is to be possible at all. In addition to the gameplay itself, Williams has built into Robotron 2084 the same sophisticated diagnostics and operator audit and control program.
Well, anyway, that was quite the Robotron story, wasn't it?
Is Ben Jarvis in the chat related to Eugene Jarvis?
I don't know. I
was like, you're talking about Eugene Jarvis. I look at the chat. I go, Ben Jarvis.
I love this game. It's just one of my favorite games of all time. It's so good. It's so good. That guy sounded like the ghost host from the Haunted Mansion. As long as I've been covering this arcade stuff, I've never seen that video, and I've been watching this stuff for as long as I can remember. I've been looking for arcade history stuff.
That arcade game is about to become reality with all this AI, man. I'm telling you, they've had these studies with these AI robots, and they let people die versus kill themselves, and it's like, this is not good. So this game is not so far-fetched, and they were thinking about this in the 80s.
I know, it's incredible, and I'm going to close this out with another Robotron video. I'm going to spare you right now from the second Robotron video, but Robotron, needless to say, is one of our favorite games. Come play it in the Retro Legends Arcade. We do weekly free leaderboards every week, and let me pull those up real quick, and then we're gonna give out some prizes. Doesn't that sound fun? We'll spin a wheel and give out we give out a prize. So let's first.
I'm gonna give out one pill of aspirin. No.
Okay. Let's see. How do I do this? I gotta share a screen. I have the wheel set to it.
Actually, this is ibuprofen.
Oh, wait. Maybe I can click on it up here. Oh, yeah. I can just say share this tab instead. Okay, there we go. Can you all see the leaderboard? Can you see it now, Steps? I can't. I got to switch back and forth. No, you can't see it. I got to do this. Add to stage. Now can you see it?
Yes.
Now we can see it. Okay. And then I want to put us down here at the bottom, so it's mostly leaderboard. Okay. So we just got off playing a bunch of awesome games. This is the Retro Legends leaderboard. These are free leaderboards where you can post scores for different games. We have all the arcade game and pinball machines we've played in this leaderboard. You can post a score in any game. This past week, we've been playing Galaga, Frostbite, the Atari 2600 game, Soccer Kings, Safecracker Pinball, and Theater of Magic. So we had we usually do 2 to 3 pinballs, a classic arcade, and a classic Atari game. So let me just give some shout outs. We'll go for Theater of Magic. Bad Ben Hand, number 1. Rich Mix, number 2. Sacro, number 3. Chilada Love, number 4. Kevgret, Ballydurn, Mikey Hume, Lord Donkey Balls, Dave LB, Dark Death Rider, Retro Tech X, Papa Brad's Gaming, T. McCloskey. Well, a lot of people playing Theater of Magic. That's pretty popular, Steps. Then we have Safecracker. Let me see. The top player, I think Mad Ben Hand did play on the AtGames Pinball. Pretty incredible. Safecracker, we had Sacro. Congratulations, Sacro, first place. He believe he played in VR. Rich Mix, Chilada Love, Mikey Yoon, Lord Donkey Balls, Dark Death Rider, Ballydurn, T. McCloskey, Dave LB, Retro Tech X, and me at the bottom.
Damn, dude, bottom.
Yeah, on this one, I'm not a huge fan of Safecracker, but I did play it. We do have some great players, Steps. Soccer Kings, we had Ballydurn, Chilada Love, Dave LB. Look at 191 million gets me in, 4th place, but we have some great players. T. McCloskey in the 100 million club. Then we had Galaga. We had a ton of Galaga players. We had the Rexer Show with number 1, 288,430. We had Rich Mix, Dark Death Rider TV, 3rd. Real Creamer, number 4th. Papa Brad, number 5th. At first, I had 109,830. I was like, oh, man, I have a pretty high score. But these guys came in. They showed how it's done. Ichabod Crane, 69,820. Thank you for playing. Ichabod Crane is a winner, so get on. I showed the email. Just get in touch with me so I can give you your gift certificate. Dave LB. Then, of course, we played the Atari Activision Classic 2600 game, Frostbite. We had Jeremy first place, Dark Death Rider second place, me third place, T. McCloskey fourth. Dave LB rounded out the Frostbite players. New games in the arcade. We've got the Getaway, which we talked about, Wipe-Out, which we talked about, Robotron, which you just saw a video all about, and we've got Crackpots.
And if you
Those are the
win, you get a Crackpot T-shirt. No,
you win, you can get a $25 gift card to something that you enjoy. Could be AtGames Pinball. It could be for VR. If you're playing through emulation, it could be an Amazon card. Steps. I always give whatever the player wants. So something that you like, right? Because you're the player. It's a prize for the player. So I usually just work with the player and get them something cool. And I do this every week. I do it just for fun, because I like having games to chase and being competitive. And with that being said, we're now going to switch to the wheel, and we're going to roll. Someone's going to win. I got a wheel, a name.
Let's go. We need to find ourselves a winner.
Got to find ourselves a winner, chicken dinner. I think I have to stop screen. I have to redo it because it's on a different. Pull up the wheel of names. Where did it go?
Dude, it keeps looking like you got this guerrilla war in your house, but it's just it's like an arcade background you have. I'm like, you got a guerrilla war?
Oh, I know. They probably have guerrilla war at the Wayback. That's from the Wayback's arcade. Did it close? Oh my goodness! I typed all the names in it beforehand.
Yes, it's behind me. Put a 1 in the chat if you've played Guerrilla War.
I see the wheel of names. How do I get it where I can see it on StreamYard? Present.
Wait, I'm not in charge of your StreamYard.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find it. It's not showing it for some reason. Window. Oh, there. I got to go to window. Okay, hold on. I'm good. Sorry, I am not a professional YouTuber. I just do this for fun. Y'all see it? Even though I have 40,000 subscribers, I'm not a professional YouTuber. This is all just for fun. Okay, so can everyone see the wheel?
Also, every subscriber's on the wheel, right?
Everyone that played is on the wheel. Steps. Guess what? If you would have played, if you would have came in last place and put in a score, you would have had a chance of winning this prize.
I was too busy trying to
that's
beat
fine.
Zohar
That's
at
fine.
Mario
But
Kart.
only players can win. That's my only rule for my show. Only the player can win. You got.
I think it's a good rule. I think it's a good rule, man.
Because I watch all these shows and just random people that you never even see in the stream win the prizes. But I want the players to win. So if you drop the score this week on the leaderboard, you're on this wheel. I just made it.
I wouldn't have won the prize on Chaotic BPR if I didn't go watch a stream.
That's it. So here we go. I'm going to spin it. Okay,
Let's go.
This is for a $25 gift card of your choice. Here we go. Good luck, gamers, and we are off. This is for the winner for the tournament. Last week's winner is the Real Creamer. Congratulations, you are the Retro Legends Arcade winner.
Papa Brad, you're on the wheel. If you win, does that mean you keep your money?
If I win, no, I roll again. I just want to get a count of how many people played. And some people played all the games, right? They might have played every game, but it's just for fun. So the Real Creamer, get in touch with me. I'm going to put up my email real quick so you know how to get in touch with me. So do you have any of these pinball games we're playing? Do you have the Getaway or Wipe-Out Steps?
I don't think I do, but
the Getaway is pretty fun. I know you play Zen Pinball. You can play it on Zen Pinball if you want to play the pinball.
Yeah. I do have Zen Pinball.
We just did the giveaway, the tournament giveaway.
Give it away. Give it away.
Yep, give it away now. You can contact me at theircades@gmail.com to claim your prize, the Real Creamer. Thank you. Got you a lot of love. Congratulations. A lot of people saying congratulations. I do have a 1 month cooldown though. So like Steps, if you won, you'd have to wait 1 month before you can win again to keep it fair, right? Because I don't want the same person winning every week. There's a 1 month cooldown period.
If it's just their luck, they win.
They win. It's for fun, right? It's for fun.
They want to win $100 a month. You win $100.
It's for fun, you know. And so we're gonna keep it moving. Let's see. The next thing we're going to talk about is an Atari 2600 game. Have you ever played Crackpots, Steps?
No. The first time I'm hearing about it. It's just got a funny name.
You know, the funny part, this game, have you ever heard of Gen X Grown Up? He's a gigantic YouTuber. He's got a huge channel.
I've heard of Gen X Grown Up.
He's got over 100,000 subscribers. He's who I follow.
God, we're piss ants.
With my channel growth, he's who I follow. I've used his model. But Gen X grown up anyway. He rated this as a S tier. Superb. The above A. This is above an A title. And let's watch this video. It also has a QR code. If you want to play along, you can play on any emulation device, play this old Atari game, take a picture, put it on our leaderboards. You qualify for the tournament next week. Let's take a look at Crackpots. I'll also do some live streams of this. Not tonight, but I'm going to do it during the week. I'll do a live stream of Crackpots. But let's check out Crackpots for the Atari 2600, an Activision classic.
Do you know who programmed this game? Who did this game?
They're going to tell us.
Okay. Okay.
This is Papa Brad's Gaming, and this week's Activision Atari classic game we will be playing in the Retro Legends Arcade is the masterpiece Crackpots. This is a great game. Don't sleep on it. Scan this QR code. It'll take you directly to where you enter your score. And here's a clip from John of Gen X Grown Up talking about Crackpots. Definitely check this one out.
Up next is another one I'll admit I didn't play a ton of when I was younger, but that was absolutely a mistake. We're talking about Crackpots. If you like Kaboom, Crackpots is kind of reverse Kaboom with even more to do. The idea is that you are now the guy at the top, and spiders are trying to make their way up the building and get in your window. And you can push these flower pots down to squish the spiders before they make it to the top. The spiders get more difficult. You have ones that go straight, or ones that go zigzag, or one that go across the screen diagonally, and it gets harder and harder to kill those spiders. Look, if you missed out on this one, this is one that should go to the top of your playlist and start playing right away. This is going to be our first Superb on our tier list, and it absolutely deserves it. On to the D's, and now it's Dick.
One more time, here's the QR code, and I will be seeing you on the leaderboards. Have you played your Atari today? Retro Legends Arcade.
It looks like a reverse Frogger, actually.
It is a cool game. It is super cool. It is kind of like a reverse Kaboom, because you're dropping the flower pots on the bugs, which are coming at you. But it's an excellent game. I'll do a live stream of it during the week. But that is our Atari game, is Crackpots. We do all Activision games. So if you have the Activision pack from AtGames, you can play all these games. But you can play, if you have an Ambernick, any kind of Atari collection, this is in almost all the Atari collections. But it's a fun Activision game. You know, Activision, of course, they made games like, Pitfall, Kaboom, a lot of the great Atari 2600
I had David Crane
games.
on my channel. We talked about
David
these
Crane,
Activision games.
That's right. You did have David Crane. Check out Steph's channel for her interview of David Crane.
And then I met him in person when I was in Portland. It was cool. I was like, hey, remember me? We did an interview.
Did he remember you? I'm sure he probably did, huh?
Yeah. And then I also met Gary Kitchen. Gary Kitchen was there too.
Yeah. I know you did a lot of great retro gaming streams. You did the one with Jerry Buckner of Buckner and Garcia, Pac-Man Fever.
Yeah.
If anyone's ever heard the song Pac-Man Fever, it's driving me crazy. That's right. She has a video with an interview with Jerry Buckner. It's great.
I'm glad. I mean, he was hard because he said he would do it, and then he kind of showed up at the last minute, audio only. But it was cool to get to talk to him, like, because that album is a great album. I
still like that album. Yeah, the Pac-Man Fever album is great. It's awesome.
But the Centipede song and the Berserk song are probably my two favorites on that album. Then I thought about it again today because we're talking about Berserk. So anyway, back to Crackpot.
Anyway, well, Crackpot. Crackpot is a fun game. We'll be playing that this week. Do you have anything you want to promote, Steps, for your channel?
Friday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central is Papa Brad's time. I do a stream, and topic varies. I don't know what's going on. I haven't talked to Zod since he agreed to do the show Friday that he wasn't there. So we'll figure out if I'm going to be a solo show or a Steps and Zod show.
Doesn't matter. But you know what I love about your show? You're always genuine, and it's just great. Like, I feel like, it's just, you're just yourself. You just come on the show, you just talk, you tell what your opinions are, and you're yourself, and you're genuine, and that's gold. In my opinion, that's gold. That's why I always watch.
I learned that I'm better off to do that, and I think as I improve my video quality and I improve what I do to edit these videos, that it will start to shine through, and I will grow an audience. But I definitely want to be 100% like authentic. And I felt like when I first started doing this with the arcades and stuff, that there were times that I wasn't, even though there were times that I still kind of pushed back a little. But there used to be, like, if you didn't toe the line and you were in this community, like, you would get attacked for not, like, promoting what people thought you should be promoting.
Yeah.
That's not so much the case anymore, but that wasn't a good look.
I'm happy to be an outlier. Steps. Any chance of you getting a VR in the future? Mikey Yoon is asking you. Any chance you get a VR headset? We would love you to join us in Pinball FX VR. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I just, you
I
know,
know you got
there's
so many things you're into. I know it's hard to be into everything.
There's so much stuff that I missed out on that I'm trying to do, and I want to do that I made a priority because I felt like I'm like, okay, it's time to finish Dragon Quest XI. I started that game before I ever started playing Arcade 1-Ups, and I still haven't finished the damn thing. It's a 100-hour game. I was just talking about Metroid when you left the stream about how, like, I can't figure out Metroid. I want to try to start and finish a Metroid game of some kind. There's different goals I have that I want to do, and there's games that are in my top 10 list of all time that I have gotten really close to finishing that I never finished, that I'm like, I can't really make a true top 10 video until I finish these games. How can I call it my top game if I haven't finished it?
Well, there's always something that you haven't experienced, right? There's always going to be some game or something that you haven't experienced yet. So, you know, you can do your top 10 as of now, right?
You're talking about my top 10 now, but I have to finish these games because like I've gotten really close on them. Like for instance, there's a Castlevania game that I consider really, really high tier, but I haven't finished the game. I've gotten really far in it, but it gets hard. But you know, you gotta power through that and finish the game. I can't say it's on my list if I don't finish the game. So when I make the list, I will finish every damn game on the list. That's the rule.
Get those games done. Get those games done.
Yeah,
you know,
VR. I definitely, you know, I think it's a good concept. I think it'd be fun to play. I just like. Well, no, it's a money investment and it's a time investment, and so I got to figure that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do, and we'll see what time brings. I'm glad that people want me to come around. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be a sheep either and just follow where everybody else went. I kind of like,
you got to do your own path, do your own thing, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna send us out anyway. Thank you so much for joining me for the end
you.
of the show. Make sure you subscribe to Steps Gaming. Fantastic channel.
Subscribe to Papa
Fantastic
Brad's
content.
Gaming.
We're going to end this out with me being the owner of the Wayback's Arcade at his favorite game, Robotron.
You're playing your song too, right?
You want the Papa Brad theme at the end? I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I will play the song at the end. We're going to watch. This is the last clip, and then thanks so much for watching.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Papa Brad's Gaming. I'm going to take on the owner of the Wayback's Arcade and Robotron for a free pass to the arcade. Come on in, it's a retro redneck. Let's see if anybody can take on the Robotron team here at Wayback. Robotron team, let's see what you got. Alright, one free pass. Best of three? Final call on ticket number. Best of three or 1/4? Best of three? If your ticket number is okay, best of three it is. Good luck. 89,475. That's a retro redneck. Come check him out on YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel. That's Papa Brad can do.
All these years of collecting and restoring games, and now having Louisiana's largest free-play arcade, I get asked constantly, what is your favorite arcade game? And for the most part, it always stays the same. That answer is Robotron. Robotron is just, man, it's a classic. It's so different from any other, classic era arcade game. It was created by Eugene Jarvis, who had just come off hot on the heels of games like Stargate and Defender, and then he did Robotron, and it was a game changer. Now, Robotron is different because you kind of have different objectives, right? So you're the aptly named Robotron hero, And what he was a human that had a genetic defect that the robots couldn't program him. So he's basically like a mutant, right? And you're in the year 2084, and your goal is to save the last human family. And so your objectives in the game are kind of threefold, right? So you're fighting against all these evil robots, the Robotrons, and so you start off in the middle, and it's just chaos from the beginning. You get like 1 to 2 seconds to kind of get a quick glance at what's going on, everybody's position on the screen before the action starts. So you have to balance running away, shooting the robots, and saving the people. And it's a very risk-reward based gameplay, and it's split-second decisions, and so it's extremely fast-paced. Eugene Jarvis, he was heavily inspired by the game Berserk, which is another favorite of mine. Me and my brothers, we had it on Atari 2600. We probably played Berserk and Frogger more than any other game, maybe Commando. But anyway, the thing with Berserk, which it's a great game, I love Berserk, you're in this maze and you're a guy and you're shooting robots, so you see the similarities, right? But with Berserk, you have a joystick and a button. And if you push the button, nothing happens. Unless your joystick is moved in a certain direction, you push the button and it shoots in that direction. Now, if you're moving in a direction, you just hold down the button, and then he will shoot no matter where you move the joystick, but your guy won't move. And so you have to really weigh the options of risk reward there. Like, if I stop here to shoot that robot, is another robot's bullet going to come down and get me? And so Jarvis, he liked the game. He liked it a lot, but he thought it could be better. And he had just happened to be in a car accident about the same time, messed up his right hand. So he couldn't really, push the buttons. His hand was in a cast, right? And so what he came up with is, wouldn't it be better if your left joystick moved the player around, and your right joystick shot the bullets wherever you wanted? And what that did is it made it so much more accurate, so much more fast-paced. And I think that's what I really like about the game, is you can play it 100 times, it's never going to be exactly the same. But yeah, so the levels just get progressively harder. There's so many enemies on the screen. It quickly devolves into chaos, and I love it. I love it. It's one of my favorite games. As a matter of fact, I was talking to my business partner, Jeremy, and my wife, who works up here and stuff, and I think we're about to start doing an event to where it's like, come beat the boss, right? So when we start that, keep an eye out for it. And that's going to be my game, because it's my favorite game. And what it'll be is like, on a beat the boss day, I might come up here on a Saturday, and if you can beat me in Robotron, which it's not going to be easy, but if you can beat my score, probably best of 3 in Robotron, then might do something like give you a free pizza or a free pass or something. But stay tuned for that and see if you can come beat the boss.
Getting the humanoids quick. Don't worry if you get killed. All the points are scored from getting the humanoids quick. Oh, you get the 5 of them, you get 5,000. Is the child on this one? Yeah. Get close. Get close. Stay away from Mikey. Yeah. Counterintuitive. Watch. I'll show you the spawn trim. Watch when I'm close and go slower. See that? Buzz across the board, they'd be flying super fast. Get the humanoids. They all focus on Mikey. Once you get Mikey, they're focused on you. Get the humanoids. 100,000 point game. And you kind of do the humanoids. Yeah, on the stage. Get the humanoids. Just go for the people. Go for the people. Go for the people before they spawn. Always go for the people first. 141,000. Now it's just survival. Go for openings. don't get your eyes up until this stage. And if you lose 3 here, you're done.
Lots of openings.
Still going. You need to have at least 4 or 5 after this stage. The way I've been playing, I mean, I can't.
Here's Papa Brad, he's the owner. He's got my key. The humanoids. Oh, I didn't
you lose a guy, so you gain a guy on every screen you go.
You have superior firepower.
It gets significantly. You can pass way too you're going in with that tractor guys. Yeah, this is tractor power. Yeah.
Get closer and watch. The closer you get, the more they shoot. You don't want to pull away. Yeah, wow. It's totally counterintuitive, but once you see that trick in the game, it's kind of an exploit.
It works.
You also want to kind of circle. You don't want to stay in one place for too long.
The little robot in the black board.
171.
171.
Gonna give Retro Redneck a challenge here today.
I think Papa Brad on this one. We'll have to see.
I'm going to put my name in case it actually sticks.
Papa Brad, yeah.
Thank you. Hey, come on camera for a minute. Check out the Retro Redneck. He's got a channel. I'll put a link in the description of this video.
I've got to say, I can't blame it on that. Papa Brad.
Oh, dang. All right.
ROBOTRON Hero.
That's the sound. Huge thank you to the Retro Redneck and the Wayback Arcade. And of course, a tribute to the most amazing game ever, Robotron 2084. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, stay legit.
Well, Papa Brad's a game man. He's got passion in his soul. From pinball tables to Atari, he's always in control. He's a master of retro man. The old school style's his thing. With every flick of the joystick, you can hear the twang ting. Stay legit, Papa Brad. Keep the high school living. From the classic arcades to the AtGames pinball board. With the Atari 2600, your love for games will never quit. Stay true yourself, Papa Brad, and always stay legit. He's a lover of the classics, the sound of pixelated beats. Late nights at the arcade with every game defeat. But he'll keep on pushing till he's reached that final stage. Papa Brad's the gaming legend. His passion never fades. Stay legit, Papa Brad. Keep the high school rolling. From the classic arcades to the AtGames pinball board. With the Atari 2600, your love for games will never quit. Stay true yourself, Papa.